Welcome to the Cashflow Consistency Secrets webinar. How to generate cash to buy whatever you want, even if you are starting from scratch. If you have struggled with consistent cash flow in the past, believe me, it's not your fault because the school never taught us. So many of us do struggle. And if you have fallen victim to financial scams before, you are definitely not alone. The scary statistic is that 9 out of every 10 adults in Nigeria have lost money to one investment scam or the other in the past. Myself, I once lost all the family's savings to such a financial fraud, and I had to start all over again from scratch. So my goal in this webinar is to show you how to increase your income quickly and to never run out of money again, even if you have to start from the scratch like I did. And this is why you should stick to the end. Because at the end of this webinar, I'm going to show you how you're going to walk out of the financial fitness challenge with 1 million naira seed capital. You don't want to miss this. Stick to the end. So who is Ogbo Awoke Ogbo? Well, I started my career in Shell, then later moved to Chevron when Chevron offered a better deal. And again, after 6 years with Chevron, Shell came back and offered something much better than Chevron. So I left Chevron and went back to Shell. And after working with Shell for a couple more years, I left Shell to start coaching and consulting, which is why you're listening to me today. I have helped more than 150 companies across 12 countries in Africa. And most of this happened when I was serving as the business advisor for Stanford Seed. Stanford Seed is an initiative of the Stanford University, Stanford Graduate School of Business. And currently, I also adjunct at the Lagos Business School and also at the China Europe International School. I have indeed been privileged to work with businesses across all sectors, whether it's financial sector or IT or agric or name them. And I'm very passionate about financial fitness. And the reason is I learned it the hard way because growing up, our idea was just go to school, get a good job, and then everything was going to be okay. And as you're going to see shortly, it really wasn't okay. That is why I'm very passionate about this and to bring as many as 10 million Africans out of generational poverty. So let me begin by sharing my origin story about cash flow secrets and how I came to the system of consistent cash flow. So while I was employee with Chevron, I really desired to be very financially successful. Because you see, financial success gives you a lot of leverage in life. You're able to do so many things. Like I wanted to be able to meet my family's needs. I wanted to invest in properties around the world. And I wanted to take care of my parents. They really worked hard and they suffered, made lots of sacrifice to take me and my siblings through school. And I wanted also to help poor Africans. I've traveled to different countries and I see the poverty in Sierra Leone, in Ghana, across Nigeria, in Tanzania, in Ethiopia, different places I have been. And I felt connected to be able to help Africans. And I also wanted to travel the world because I love seeing different cultures, being in different places, tasting different kinds of food, speaking different languages. So these were my financial success dreams. But two things were missing. Two big things, two important things were missing that made this, that sabotaged my dream. Number one, I lacked financial literacy. And number two, I lacked a system for managing my income. And as you're going to discover later, if you don't have a system, life is going to be extremely difficult because a system makes things very easy. A system makes it such that you do not have to repeat the same effort that you did when you were 25 because you put in the systems. You don't have to repeat it when you are 70. You can imagine if you're still doing this 9 to 5 when you were 25 and then 80 years you still have to do it. But when there's a system in place, it becomes almost automatic. So I lacked these two things, financial literacy and the system for managing my income. And because of this, I made things really, really worse, miserable for my wife and my children because the money was never enough because I didn't have a system to manage it. And it actually felt much more worse than that because I was literally earning more than 99.9% true of Nigerian professionals, but there was nothing to show for it. That was extremely frustrating. But fortuitously, something happened around this time that changed my entire trajectory around cash flow systems and cash flow consistency. So my wife had had enough at this point. So one day, this woman who is quiet, reserved, not troublesome, woke me up at 2 a.m. in the morning. And she said, "Sweetheart, do you know that if we had an emergency right now, that we do not have 1,000 naira saved anywhere?" This was reality slap. For my wife to wake me up at 2 a.m. in the morning to tell me this was a reality slap. I almost wept listening to this because she was right. And I knew immediately that things had to change. And then fortunately, I had the stroke of luck at this time because that was when a very, very well-known Nigerian billionaire, one of the top investment bankers in the continent, he took interest in mentoring me. And he shared money secrets with me that aroused my interest in financial literacy because the time he spent with me made it extremely clear, was a revelation that without financial literacy, you are going nowhere because you can never earn much more than your financial literacy. So, listening to him, I discovered that the secret to never lack money forever again was to follow a simple cash flow consistency plan, which is what I'm going to share with you. And then another offspin of my meeting with him and his mentorship was that I could literally print my own money if I mastered marketing and selling skills. That was life-changing. So years after putting this cash flow consistency plan in motion, putting my financial literacy as a priority, I can now sleep peacefully through the night without being afraid that my wife is going to wake me up again in the middle of the night to say, "Sweetheart, do you know that if we run into an emergency right now, we don't have 1,000 naira saved anywhere?" Because we now do. And that is what I'm going to share with you. And this system doesn't just work for me. It doesn't work only for me. This gentleman, after going through the financial fitness challenge, was able to set up emergency funds that will last for 3 years because I challenged everyone not to live the way I did before my wife woke me up. Because many people are still living that way. The man is earning a lot of money, but there's nothing to show for it. And the family is always running out of money for school fees, for paying rent, for transport, for all kinds of things. This man listened and he was able to set up 3 years emergency fund. So if anything happens to him for 3 years, they are okay. Now, and it didn't just work for him, but this woman, after going through this same cash flow consistency plan that I'm going to share with you, she was able to expand her street shop into a full-blown supermarket. These same things can happen to you. So this is what we are going to cover today. Secret number one, there's no secret of money. There's no scarcity of money for anyone who can sell. Secret number two, financial stability is not for the rich, but for the wise. And secret number three, how to take control of unpredictable expenses. Is this sounding exciting so far? Okay, so let's go with secret number one. There's no scarcity of money for anyone who can sell. In fact, a Yoruba proverb puts it so well: anyone who can sell will never be broke. That is the wisdom of Yoruba ancient elders, and it is perfect and timeless. Okay, but some people think that money is naturally scarce and hard to get. You think so? Let me tell you a quick story. So, after I quit Shell, I started my coaching and consulting business, and sales were very, very limited. Sometimes I will get a client in February and I will not get another client until November. And then I get a client in November, I will not get another client for the next 8-9 months. Of course, that was terrible in terms of cash flow because the bills were not waiting. The school fees still had to be paid, the rent had to be paid, but then the money was not coming into the business as regularly as it was when I was working with Shell. And most of all, I discovered that people who were far less qualified than myself were making millions in coaching, making millions in the same place I was, in the same industry I was struggling. And I started investigating the secret. What was the secret of these people? Why were the people who were barely qualified, who didn't have the kind of experience I've had working with Shell, working with Chevron, and they were making lots of money? And I discovered the difference was they were better at marketing and selling, while I was better at coaching. But you see, it's not coaching that makes the money. I discovered that it is not coaching that gives money. What gives money is marketing and selling. So how did things change from there? I started learning better marketing skills. I enrolled for coaching with Billie Jean's marketing with a couple of other people. I attended Dean Jackson's mastermind event in Florida. I bought books on marketing, I read, I practiced, and I became better at it. And I also enrolled in a program that was run by Russell Brunson, where at the close of the program, he challenged every one of us that if we made content, if we published content, just one content a day for 365 days, that he guaranteed that we were going to double our income. And I did exactly that. So I started posting videos, marketing, prospecting, and then I created two major products in the market, two major coaching products, because I discovered that many businesses had great needs in the area of leadership and developing their teams. And also, many businesses were suffering in the area of sales. They were not generating enough cash in their businesses. And so I came up with the leaders retreat, and also the revenue hackathon, and sales exploded. You might also be thinking, oh, but it's normal to struggle with money. The truth is, it's not normal to struggle with money. People who can sell never lack money. In fact, there's no financial problem under the heaven that marketing and selling cannot resolve. Because your selling skill is literally your private bank for life. How amazing, how cool would it be if you owned your own bank? That is the secret of consistent cash flow. So have you begun to see the connection between marketing and selling skills and consistent cash flow. Let's now dive into secret number 2. Financial stability is only for the rich. That's what people think. But financial stability is not for the rich. It's for the wise. And so some people say only rich people and those who have fat salary can be financially stable. It's not true. Let me share my story with you. A young man tried to sell me a house during the lowest period of my financial life. At that time, I had quit Shell and I had lost $100,000 to an investment scam, the whole of the family's savings. So things really took a nosedive. Things became difficult. We couldn't pay rent. We had our landlord give us a quit notice. Things were just horrible. I was coming behind in school fees for the children. This was the very time that this young man said I should come and buy a property. Can you imagine that? So I told him, and he kept bugging me, for weeks. Oh, I have this property to sell. I have this property to sell. And so one day I said, look, listen, okay, I can't even afford transportation to come see the property. Then he said something that totally rewired my brain for the rest of my life. He said very quietly and calmly, sir, owning a house is not for the rich. It is for the wise. And he was right, because I remember working in Chevron, I was rich. I had very big amounts of money coming at the end of the month, but there were also people we called casual staff and junior staff, the drivers, the cleaners. And guess what? These people were building their houses at the suburbs of Lagos. But we, the big boys, we were renting big houses, VGC, Ikoyi, Ogudu GRA, Keja GRA, we were renting. But these people now live in their own houses, while we with our fast salaries, we're still renting, and rent goes up every single year. So in the same way, being financially stable is not for the rich. It is for the wise. So what did I do after that? I switched to the ownership mentality. I started thinking as an owner instead of a renter. And I stopped renting and started owning everything I use. How did I do that? You are going to learn exactly these steps during the Financial Fitness Challenge. Because I said, I use the banking system, I use the banks. So I want to own the banks, so that anytime the banks charge me for any service, I will also be earning money because I own the bank. I own telecommunications businesses. I own food production and processing businesses because I want to own what I use because of that instance. And this is what gets you thinking about cash flow consistency, because you are going to have difficulties with cash flow thinking as a renter instead of an owner. Some people might also think, but I don't earn enough money to meet my basic needs. How much more to start investing? Yes, I hear that all the time. But the truth is, financial stability is not for those who earn too much money, but for those who manage their earnings wisely. Every income that comes into your wallet has two parts: the seed part and the bread part. So the secret to never running out of money is to plant your seed and to eat your bread. But you see, a lot of people eat the seed. Now, when you eat your seed, how in the world are you going to have a harvest in the future? So don't wait for big money. Start with the small in your hands. Seeds are not usually very big, so it's okay. That's very small money. You start from there. And money has this magic of being able to multiply it by its own self when you put it in the right environment. And that takes us to the secret number 3, how to control unpredictable expenses. So many unpredictable expenses come to us on a daily basis. Things you never planned for happen. medical emergencies, funeral expenses. If you're an African, you know how terrible, that can be. Vehicle repairs, financial assistance to extended family, increases in school fees, legal fees, sudden job loss, all kinds of unpredictable expenses do happen. And you must bring them under control. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that, because if you don't control them, they will control you and make a huge, huge mess out of your life. So secret number 3, some people say, no matter how much I plan, unexpected expenses always scatter my financial plan. And I can relate. I can relate to this, because in June 2012, I miraculously escaped death by the infamous plane crash. And what had happened, I had just requested my name to be struck off that manifest hours before that fateful flight. And then I told the operations manager, put my name in the later flight. That was how I escaped the death, because everybody who was on board in that plane lost their lives, sadly. But you see, after that, one question tormented me, really, really tormented me for weeks. I said, if I had died in that plane crash, what would have become of my wife and my children? And the answer to that question was the prognosis was very scary, very terrifying, because the children were still in primary school and in secondary school, and there was no tangible asset. I knew that if I had died in that flight, that within months, my wife and children were going to be homeless. That was a terrible thought. Therefore, I knew immediately that I had been given another chance to put my house in order before I die. And I don't want to mess that up. And I don't want you to mess that up as well. So some people also think, well, I don't have control over emergencies. They always happen to me at the wrong time. There's actually no right time for emergencies. And some Africans, this is popular with us, even say, oh, the village people, ancestral spirits, witches, they are responsible for their constant lack of money. But the truth is, tragedies do happen both to the rich and to the poor. So it is not about your financial status. It is about how prepared, how ready, whether you have a plan in place for the unexpected. And then you plan for the unexpected by setting up an emergency fund. The poor can have an emergency fund. The rich can have an emergency fund. What is an emergency fund? Emergency fund is the amount of money you set aside that is worth 6 to 12 months of living expenses. Now, this happens so that if any emergency happens, maybe you lose a job or maybe someone dies or something, you still have 6 to 12 months of your living expenses to give you time to re-strategize, to pivot, and to get onto something new. Now, if you do not have emergency fund, you are sitting on a financial time bomb, because a lot of people are just one financial disaster away from total ruin. Are you getting value so far from this webinar? Say yes. So far we have covered secret number 1, that there is no scarcity of money for anyone who can sell. Secret number 2, that financial stability is not for the rich, but for the wise. And secret number 3, how to control unpredictable expenses. So do you feel inspired to take your financial health to the next level? I can see your head nodding. So now that you know the secrets, let me show you how you can implement them to stop running out of money at the end of every month. Introducing to you the Financial Fitness Challenge, a 5-day intensive income acceleration coaching program. And this will work for you if you're ready to break free from debt and regain financial independence. A lot of us are immersed in debt, and at some point in my life, I was owing over 40 million naira to four different financial institutions. It was horrible. My vehicle was repossessed. It was extremely difficult, to focus at that time. And then if you're ready to break free from such debt, this will work for you. If you're eager to turn your skills, your expertise into a profitable business, why not? This is for you. If you're tired of inconsistent cash flow and you desire a steady income, steady cash to be able to meet your needs, this is for you. Or if you're frustrated by lack of consistent sales in your business and you don't have structure and systems, and your business is overwhelming because you don't have structures and systems, this will work perfectly for you. And if you also seek to earn extra income in dollars through remote online jobs, this will work for you because we have brought in an expert, somebody who not only does remote jobs, but helps people to get remote jobs online. And you can work from home and earn in dollars. This will work for you. Now, so this is what you get from the Financial Fitness Challenge. Number one, you're going to get the financial freedom mindset hack, because a lot of us, the only barrier for us becoming financially free in our lives is the mindset we bring to it, the mindset of scarcity, the mindset of I don't come from a good background, the mindset of, oh, I don't have capital, so I cannot start a business. We're going to break all those mindsets so that you'll be free to see that this universe is a cocktail of opportunity after opportunity. You're also going to get our debt-wise template, a very simple plan for living debt-free. There's also the skill to cash monetization system. So this is a powerful sales funnel that I'm going to give you that will take you step by step on identifying and then monetizing your skills and expertise. How cool is that? Then you will also be introduced to the SteadyCash system that we just talked about, where you never run out of money again. Then we're also going to talk about the Daily Profits Playbook, 25 everyday money-making business ideas that generate daily credit alert. We will also take you through fundraising mastery, and then of course the global job finder, all right, that you can find your perfect online remote job and earn in dollars. We'll bring in experts from different parts of the continent who are actually helping people to get remote jobs and then to do that. And then, best of all, for a lot of people, you find yourself in a success connection network because you're going to be a part of a community, the Financial Fitness Challenge community. In the one existing, you have people of all walks of life and experiences from different countries, from South Africa, from Denmark, from Canada, from US, from Ghana, from Nigeria, and they are all in this same group helping one another to grow their businesses and to grow their finances. Now, this person was in the first cohort of the financial fitness class, and then look at the transformation that happened in his life and his business. He started a fish hatchery business without initial capital, because some people were telling me during the Financial Fitness Challenge, oh, we don't have capital to start our business. But he did it because we gave him the keys to be able to do that. And then Chris was so transformed. His mindset was so blown away that he vowed that he refused to be small. And because we also break down the chain of procrastination and fear that hold people down and give you tools to be able to deal with procrastination and fear, he was so transformed. He said he was going out there to take action immediately. In day one, we are going to focus on funding your future and coming out of debt. In day two, we're going to focus on creating your personalized profit system, because we are all different personalities, different backgrounds, different educational backgrounds and all that. So you need to create a wealth system that is very personal to you. And that's what we're going to be focusing on in day 2. In day 3, we will now focus on monetizing your potential. And by the way, each day I provide you with templates and worksheets that allow you to be able to implement the things that you are learning so that it doesn't remain just theory. Day 4, we will focus on daily business alerts, daily credit alerts, discover the power of everyday money, and day 5, we'll put it all together. And then you create a vision board and then define a challenge for the next 90 days, how you are going to implement these things and change your financial situation. So this is what you get, again, to remind you: the financial freedom hacks, the debt-wise skill to cash monetization system, SteadyCash system, daily profits playbook, fundraising mastery, global job finder, and success connection network. You will also get immediate access to videos, private videos, exclusive videos of the 5 days of abundance challenge that we did. So you have, it is worth $10,000 naira. You will get immediate access to that on enrollment. You will also get the Financial Freedom for Every Busy Professional book I wrote after I left Shell and captured all my learning. And my mentor wrote the foreword. The value is 6,000 naira. You will also get the 7 Cures for a Lean Purse workbook. When I was struggling with my cash flow, one book that helped me very much to come out of financial struggle was The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. So, but it's one thing to read the book, it's another thing to be able to implement the lessons. In that book, he talked about 7 cures for a lean purse. And this workbook helps you to implement the 7 cures for a lean purse. And it has examples, for you that you can follow to create your own cures. You will also get these tools. I will give you the Revenue Hackathon 3.0 workbook. Anybody who owns a business or who wants to start a business needs this. You don't need any more to go from where you are to start making tremendous income. And people who attended this program paid 163,750 naira to be there. You are going to get it absolutely for free. With these tools, you'll be able to pay off your debt. You'll be able to discover high income opportunities. You will start your own new profitable side hustle. You will build your everyday cash flow. You will structure your small business for scale even before the challenge begins. And again, with these tools, you can get rid of procrastination and fear. You will get rid of anxiety about economic hardship and about whatever is happening in the country. You just need to free your mind from it. You will also get rid of lack of constant financial flow. You will get rid of your business stagnation, and you will get rid of financial instability most of all. Now, don't take my word for it. This person attended the last Financial Fitness Challenge, and Informa found new opportunities for income growth and success. That is what we're looking for you. So you don't have to go through all the things I did for nearly 20 years, what I went through. You just use a system, trust the process, follow the process, follow the cash flow consistency plan. It's very, very easy to follow. And that's what coaching is about, to shave off 10 years of your life that struggle, to shave it off through just giving you what works that you can start implementing. So here's what you're going to get. You are going to get the Financial Fitness Challenge virtual event, which is 29,999 in Naira. You are going to get unlimited access to the Abundance Challenge training videos for 10,000 Naira. You are going to get financial freedom for every busy professional for 6,000 Naira. Not only that, you are going to get the 7 cures for a lean purse, which is 3,000 Naira worth. And you are going to get the Revenue Hackathon 3.0 implementation workbook, which is the value is 163,750 Naira. So total value you are going to get is 325,000 498 whopping naira, 325,000. Total value, this is all you get for 325,000. Well, obviously, I'm not going to charge you 325,500 naira. But if I did charge you 325,000 and all it did was to show you exactly how to generate cash to buy whatever you want, even if you're starting from scratch, would it be worth it to you? If it only helped you to increase your earnings without extra work hours, just managing and optimizing your current productivity, will it be worth 325,000? If it improved your financial status without you falling victim again to money scams that are all over the internet, will it be worth 325,000? In fact, people have lost millions. I talked to someone yesterday who lost 10 million to an investment scam. But if this program is worth, he had paid 325,000 for this program and saved 10 million naira, was it worth it? Absolutely. So I had two choices: make it affordable and to make it valuable for you. So the financial fitness challenge, I'm not going to charge you 325,000 naira. No, I'm not going to do that. But you are only going to pay the regular price of 30,000 naira, 500. How cool is that? 30,500 naira regular price. How cool is that? Now, I'm giving you a special discount even further today because you've made it this far on this webinar. So for today only, you are not going to pay 352,000. You are not going to pay 30,500. You are going to pay only 29,999 today. And so you've got two choices: take control of your finances and stop running out of money every month, or continue struggling financially. Now, I want to make a guarantee. I want to make a guarantee to you. I've done this for close to 20 years. And if you fully participate in this 5-day financial fitness challenge and you follow the instructions and you don't walk away with at least one specific actionable insight to accelerate your income, I will refund 100% of your money, no questions asked. I'm so confident in the value of this challenge that I stand behind it with risk-free guarantee. If it doesn't help you, we don't want your money, period. If you don't change and you don't get anything out of it, we don't want your money, and I will return it. So again, this is what you get for 325,000. All this is what you get. And how could I forget? Participants have a chance to win a total of 1 million whopping naira. So a lot of people complain, we don't have money to start our business idea. So you have a chance to win this money as new business seed money or emergency fund setup or stock investment seed money. And all it takes is to be the first person to show up every single day for the challenge when it starts. And then you complete a very short multiple choice money quiz. That's all. And you could win. Just be the first to show up, complete a small quiz, be the first person to finish it, and then you could actually walk out of that place with this money. So now get started with the financial fitness challenge. Step 1, pay the 29,999 into any of these banks. So I'm going to leave this on for a while for you to take action. And whatever happens, keep showing up because you never know what's coming your way next. And I'm going to see you at the financial fitness challenge.